Well, Deb Murphy filed this story for Sierra Wave Media. The management company Healthcare Conglomerate Associates has been removed from Southern Inyo Hospital accounts by a Fresno court, and the hospital will be filing a supplemental brief to sever the contract. Now, said SIH board member Richard Fenchenko, quote, "When we saw the board action at Tulare, we saw that they had the same bad fiscal problems we had." Now, Fenchenko said that those problems included cash flow issues and massive loans, and noted that we saw the pattern and started to look to see what to do as a result. Now, to add to that mix, the board had requests for financial records ignored. Once the records were handed over, the reason behind HCCA's reluctance became obvious. The management group was, in essence, playing fast and loose with Southern Inyo Hospital and Tulare funds. Now, according to the brief filed with the Fresno court, district monies were transferred out of Southern Inyo Hospital accounts and with no reason given or board approval. A $700,000 payment was made against HCCA's line of credit to the hospital, but bank records indicated the line of credit at the time was zero. Now, one of the primary resources of Southern Inyo Hospital's operating funds is intergovernmental transfers. Now, this is through the PRIME program. In essence, the hospital pays in X amount and receives back twice X in federal funds. However, HCCA failed to make that initial payment, costing the hospital hundreds of thousands of dollars. After reviewing the financial records, it was apparent Tulare owed Southern Inyo Hospital more than $400,000. It was also apparent during the Southern Inyo Hospital board meetings dealing with a broken CT scanner that CEO, CFO Alan Germany, an HCCA employee, was more interested in the financial implications than the need for vital diagnostic tool. Now, to make matters more dire, Tulare District Attorney issued a search warrant on Southern Inyo Hospital on Tuesday. Now, the purpose to determine if property belonging to Tulare ended up in Lone Pine. They left with only the files downloaded to a couple of thumb drives, according to an article in the Valley Voice. Now, Fenchenko relayed the update from Southern Inyo Hospital parking lot after securing a short-term $650,000 loan from the Inyo County Treasury Oversight Committee, this to pay for the scanner and electronic medical record software. Now, during the phone interview between Fenchenko and Deb Murphy, he said he was watching the scanner delivered to the hospital. Now, said 5th District Supervisor Matt Kingsley, "We worked hard to get the hospital in a position to access the Treasury funds. I'm proud of this board. They've shown leadership far beyond what is normal." Now, there are significant differences between Lone Pine and Tulare hospitals. Staff at Tulare are employed by HCCA and leased to the medical center. Staff at Lone Pine are paid by Southern Inyo Hospital. Now, while Alan Germany will disappear if the bankruptcy court allows Southern Inyo Hospital to sever ties with HCCA, Associate Administrator Brian Cotter will stay. He's experienced and has worked at a high level, Fenchenko said. Now, community members who attended a day-long meeting in January of 2016 may remember board member Mark Lacey say, "This is not a decision I would make for my own business." Now, that statement came as the then 3-member board had to make a quick decision to contract with HCCA or let the hospital be closed down with little hope of getting it reopened. Fenchenko said, "We didn't have time to do our due diligence. It's different now. We understand more. At the time, we couldn't even have afforded to file for bankruptcy." We thank Deb Murphy for that report. Well, 2 high-speed pursuits in the past several days through the eastern Sierra, one of which resulted in a fatality. Now, ironically, a few hours before that fatal accident last Thursday, the CHP state office in Sacramento issued a press release on aggressive driving. We'll start with that. That press release from the CHP states that speed and aggressive driving, the main causes of traffic collisions in California, will be the focus of a year-long education and enforcement campaign by the California Highway Patrol that started on the 1st of this month. Now, with the support of a federal traffic safety grant titled Regulate Aggressive Driving and Reduce Speed 2, that's Radars 2, the CHP will educate motorists about the dangers of aggressive driving and actively enforce aggressive driving laws. Now, the primary goal of the grant is to see a 5% reduction in the number of fatal and injury traffic collisions caused by speed, improper turning, and driving on the wrong side of the road. The project will also focus on street racing and sideshows. Now, said CHP Acting Commissioner Warren Stanley, dangerous behavior while driving is no accident. Radars 2 will help the CHP enhance its efforts to change these behaviors through enhanced enforcement and an active public awareness campaign. Speed, the CHP press release notes, is the #1 cause of traffic collisions in California, and speed combined with aggressive driving contributes to the vast majority of serious collisions in California. Now, in federal fiscal year 2014-2015, speed, the press release says, was a factor in approximately 43% of all fatal and injury collisions in the state. That year, more than 29,644 speed-related collisions resulted in almost 290 deaths and injuries to more than 43,464 people. We'll note that funding for this program was provided by a grant from the California Office of Traffic Safety through the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Well, the CHP released information on a pursuit that occurred early this morning, Monday, October 23rd. That resulted in the arrest of Humberto Jimenez of Bakersfield. Now, that CHP press release states that on October 23rd, just after 12:30 a.m., Mono County Sheriff's personnel located an earlier broadcast stolen vehicle southbound on US 395 near the Crowley Lake overcrossing. When Mono County Sheriff's personnel attempted to stop the vehicle, the suspect, the press release says, fled at a high rate of speed and a pursuit ensued. Now, Mono County Sheriff's personnel requested CHP assistance, and Bishop CHP officers took over the pursuit south of the Inyo County line. Press release states that the suspect fled from the California Highway Patrol at speeds of over 100 miles per hour. Bishop CHP successfully deployed a spike strip at Brockman Lane on US 395, but the press release notes the suspect continued southbound through Bishop, then south of Bishop, when the vehicle's right front tire failed. Now, the suspect continued southbound with no right front tire through Independence and ultimately stopped north of Lone Pine near Panghorn, where Jimenez, again of Bakersfield, age 37, was taken into custody without incident. The CHP news release noted that he had burglary tools in his vehicle. Humberto Jimenez booked into custody, Inyo County Jail in Independence on several charges. Bail was set at $25,000. And the CHP reports that on Thursday, October 19th at 1:10 p.m., California Highway Patrol units received a be on the lookout for a possible DUI driver traveling southbound on US 395 south of Lee Vining. Mono County Undersheriff observed the vehicle weaving in the traffic lanes southbound US 395 north of State Route 158, June Lake to South Junction. Mono County Undersheriff ran a wanted vehicle check through Mono County Dispatch and was advised the vehicle was a reported stolen vehicle. California Highway Patrol, Mammoth Lakes Resident Post Unit, and the Mono County Sheriff initiated a felony stop on the suspect vehicle at the south junction of State Route 158. However, the CHP press release notes the suspect vehicle fled the scene, began to travel southbound US 395 at a high rate of speed, and approximately 3 miles north of State Route 203, the junction at Mammoth Lakes, the suspect vehicle left the right side of the roadway and overturned, and the driver sustained fatal injuries. The CHP reports it is conducting a thorough investigation. We'll be back with more news.